This is a video I never thought I would post, but I thought it was finally time for me to share my experience about working with Purrfecto Cat Lounge. I want to start off this video by saying, first and foremost, this is not in any way a video to tear down somebody. It's a video to make sure the animals inside of this facility are safe and healthy. I started working at Purrfecto in the summer of 2024. In June. I worked there until I believe the mid of September. And just to kind of give you an idea of what Purrfecto is, it is a cat lounge. There are about 20 to 30 cats at a time staying in the lounge. In the time that I was working at Purrfecto, I was never trained on how to give cats medication, how much to give them, and what the medications were and what they were for. I was trained by the manager at the time. There was never a vet that came in to tell us. Nobody from the rescues came in to tell us how the medications work. And I just feel that that's not safe because we're 15 to 20 years old not knowing how to treat these poor cats. A lot of the health issues with the cats were URI, which is upper respiratory infection. And with that, they would have like crusty eyes, their eyes would be oozing. It's kind of like a very visible symptom. They could lose appetite, they would have diarrhea, and that was constant. It was an everyday thing with all of the cats. We did have kennels in the back room behind two purple curtains. We had their litter, their food, their water, and 4 kennels in the back room where we were supposed to isolate the sick cats. However, most of the time there would be more than 4 sick cats at a time, so we would have some cats in the lounge, but they would still be getting medications, which is just continuously spreading any kind of sickness to other cats. And if they had ringworm, it could be risky for customers coming in and getting ringworm. I personally got ringworm from a cat there and couldn't get rid of it for 6 months. It's a very serious thing, and I believe it just should be taken more seriously. When we did have sick cats that needed to be crated and didn't have room in the back, the owner would take the cats to her office and keep them there. One specific time that I remember was she had asked me to pack up some medicine to give to the cats in the office, and she didn't tell me what medication, so I packed a baggie that had the cat's name on it because they were already labeled, and I gave it to her. And she asked me later the day, did I give a specific medicine? And I said no, I just gave whatever was in the bag. Purrfecto had a team group chat in WhatsApp to send pictures of sick cats, and we would also send pictures of people adopting their cats there, but most of the time it was sick cats. We would send pictures of a cat having ringworm, and she would reply, ouch. A couple of the times she would say that she's contacting the rescue because she doesn't know what to do about it, and I just don't think that's safe. If there's something wrong with a cat and you're owning a business that has the cat, I believe you should be able to help them. I also wanted to mention that one time I was asking the owner where a medication was, and unfortunately the medication is not organized in a proper and safe way. A lot of the medication would be found anywhere in the back room. A lot of the time it would be on the floor, on top of the kennels where the sick cats were staying. The only drawers we had in the back were for like syringes or just a bunch of like open eye drops. There was never a specific place for a specific medicine. And I also have a screenshot that shows the owner saying to find the medicine on the floor, which is just unsanitary and can be very dangerous. Something else I wanted to talk about is how we held birthday parties at Purrfecto, and it would consist of 4, 5, 6-year-olds having a bunch of their friends coming in and playing with the cats. The cats were 3 to 6 months, most of them. We did have a few older cats that may have been returned. And it was extremely distressing for the cats to deal with. We did have a rule at Purrfecto that did not allow children under 6 to come in. However, for some reason there was an exception made for birthday parties, which I find is just extremely cruel to the cats that are staying there and having to deal with reckless kids not knowing how to handle cats, how to take care of them, how to properly play with them. Instead, they were screaming at them, chasing them, picking them up incorrectly, just making the cats extremely uncomfortable, and they just were extremely stressed, and it was really hard to watch whenever myself or my other co-workers had to work the parties. I also want to mention our designated cleaning day. The lounge would be closed on Tuesdays, and the owner would have one single person go clean for 8 hours. We were scheduled, I believe it was like 10:30 to like 5:30. During Tuesday, the cleaning shift day, the single person would have to clean front to back, head to toe, every single square inch of the lounge, and it's just completely unreasonable to have one person do it. But not only have one person do it, we were using bleach for anything. We would bleach the floors, the walls, and if you know, it's extremely unhealthy and could be lethal for cats to be around bleach. And we couldn't keep doors open because the cats would escape, and we didn't kennel the cats because we didn't have enough room to kennel the cats while we were cleaning. They were walking on the bleach because we would clean the floor with bleach, and they would dip their paws in the bucket that had bleach in it. It's just extremely unsafe and risky to have the cats do that. During the cleaning shifts, I would find myself picking out medicine off the floor, by the litter boxes, behind the kennels. Again, it was just extremely unorganized and dangerous to have medications just anywhere in the back room. There is a very widely known comedian that had stopped at Purrfecto a few times with his family while I was working there. I did meet him, and it's just really unfortunate that people like that don't even know what's going on behind the scenes and don't know what's going on. And he ended up adopting a cat for his children, and I just hope he can see this and hope he can say something and reach out to me if possible, just so we can figure out a way to make sure that these cats are happy, healthy, and safe. I want to end the video by just saying I'm not trying to tear anybody down. I'm just trying to make sure these animals are as healthy as possible, and right now I just don't believe they're in a safe place, and I would love to see something change.